Welcome to Monkey and Frank. My name is Doe and my body is Dom. That's just how it has to be. This body is gonna die. I, Doe, will continue in this awareness. I wanted to talk about that today. I wanted to talk about how much of a good day I had just because of one moment. The entire evening, when my children came back home, it was amazing. I was playing with them and everything like that. And then at one point, my son got really scared because my daughter was playing inside the car and the car locks automatic. And when she opened the door, the horn started to beep. And he's going to be two next month. And he just got really scared. You could see it in his face, like he was concerned for his sister. He was concerned maybe for his life. He can't talk yet. He just points and does, And that event made it so that he was kind of skittish the entire night. He kept going back to that event, and we were saying, it's okay, that's the horn, and we're explaining it to him. We were showing him, the remote and everything, and still he was unable to get through it. So we eat lunch, dinner. Dîner. Oh, I don't know for you guys what it is. Lunch, I guess. But at the end of lunch, he was still pointing at the car and it was still, saying beep, 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 beep. So I picked him up and I just hugged him and I gave him space, spiritual space. I opened up my awareness, even though I was already in presence. It was kind of like a magic spell. So you open up the heart, open up the third eye, and you give this space. And what I mean by space is I just feel presence, and when it expands automatically. As soon as I'm in presence and I am one with my feeling, it opens up. And he hugged me, just like I gave him space, and it lasted like 15 minutes, and it was amazing. He was not sleeping, he was not... I could hear him like doing the but really, really, really low. And I just gave him just the space. And I didn't stop. And I didn't stop until he raised his head, until he was ready. And it was amazing. And then the next event happened when we were brushing our teeth in the last few days. And that's crazy. If you don't have kids, it's insane how from one day to another, from the age from like 0 to 5, the changes are sudden. One day, that's your child, and then the other day, boom, you have a brand new child with brand new character. And in the last few days, he started exploding because he wants to brush his teeth. And we don't mind. You do your turn, but after that we have to we have to do it. You didn't do a good job, and that's okay. I want you to practice your mobility. But anyways, he screams just straight up like anger and frustration and tears, but like red in the face. And when he gets angry, he goes inside of his, like, it's crazy to see. It's so spiritual. But he goes inside of his mouth with his hands and he touches his teeth and he's closing his eyes, and he visualizes everything that he wants. He wants to do the toothbrush. He does not want us to do it. So I can see him visualizing and screaming and just opening up at the frustration that he's not getting what he wants because of irrational thing, time. Like, yes, you do have to go to bed. Society is structured around a time-based craziness that we just have to follow, and it sucks. But in order to maximize our potential, we have to go to bed at this time, and it sucks. Like, it's been proven that if you just let the humans live, the cycles are going to be all over the place. Everybody's designed differently. Some people are night people. Some people... Every journey is so unique. I can't believe we have so many rules for so many types of different people. Anyways, let's continue. We were brushing and he started to scream, and I just held him. I had one hand on his back and one hand on his front, and I was holding him firm but gently. and I was allowing him to scream and go through it, and he was trying to rip my hands off, but I'm strong, so I just held there and gently, and I was talking to him. It's like, you got this, go through it. I understand how frustrating it is, and I want you to know that I'm gonna be there for you when that happens. And I was just giving him space again, and it lasted again for 10 minutes. And my wife was beside, and a few times my daughter was laughing and stuff like that, and it was just getting to me. And anyways, we managed. But just because we managed, and at the end, when I gave him space, he really allowed me to brush his teeth, even though he was frustrated, and we kind of did a compromise. But I allowed him to go through it, and it's something that I feel I never had a chance to go through as a child myself. So it's kind of like healing trauma through being there for another, to be there. I think that's the evolution of spirituality, when you give yourself to others, and that is so cool. So anyways, that moment, wow, what that blew my mind, because there was so much effort involved, but it was so hard because I could see how frustrated how frustrated that was. Like, I was frustrated at him. I was frustrated at him, that he was frustrated at the situation. And I could see that. And so there's a disappointment that arises from that. And there comes the effort of breathing through it, but doing more. Like, what I did that was made me be able to focus is I kind of concentrated on my heart again and my third eye, and the idea of giving space and feeling presence. And again, I went inside and gave presence. It expanded for him, and I allowed him to resonate and to let go of all of his, it was crazy, and like red as a tomato scream. And sorry for laughing. I laugh now because it was a crazy moment. Sometimes when you break your arm, you're like, that was crazy. You need to laugh. Like, that was so epic. You need to put a spin to it, because that was insane. Your arm was behind your fucking back. Like, it was insane. Um, so the last moment that made it incredible was after that. My daughter, after my son goes to bed with my wife because of breastfeeding, I hang out with my daughter in my bed, and it's time for relaxation. It's time for kind of role play, and meaning we're gonna go through scenarios of what she can improve, and it's like, okay, what if this happens? Then what do you do? And then I make believe that I'm her, and we have fun, right? And during these not compromise, but these conversation, yeah, sort of compromising, and she's 4 years old. It's really cool. At one point, she just, let's do cuddle monster, and she just went into my arm and kind of opened up to me on how much she loved me, how much she cared for me, and it was so beautiful. And for the entire time that we did that activity, I was looking at her with an intention. There was no intention. I was looking at her so much in the present, here and now, that it was so cool to see another human being, small, full of insecurities, trauma. Already, she's 4, and you can see it. Fear, and I've been looking at fear a little bit more differently. When the horn thing happened, I really, as if fear was an entity, I really saw it as that, and I was using my energy to kind of not judge the fear, but create a frequency where fear would have to get out of my house and leave us alone. And I've been looking at fear more and more. So as we were playing, I was in the moment, and I was realizing all sorts of stuff, but I was really looking at her in amazement that how freaking lucky and blessed I am at this moment in my life. Like, right here and now, I would sacrifice, like, I would not change anything for the world. Like, this 38 years of so-called suffering is so worth it because of here and now. I would have never imagined, like the surprise of my journey and what God is providing right now is absolutely amazing. I am failing often, realizing it, healing, and it's just a soup of spirituality right now. This year has just been crazy. So today was a good day. I'm happy, even though I failed this morning. Oh my god. I am so all over the place. I would not want to live with myself. I mean, as another, because inside I'm insane. More and more every day. The internal monologue is just so positive, so fun, so full of God and mother and archetype of the warrior, the joker. It's fun. I'm really letting go of a lot and kind of letting a river flow, the river of source, and all of my experience, all of the little events that formed who I am today, my sister, to every single moment, every time I stubbed a toe, every single moment that made me me, is crazy beautiful. And that's my cushion, that's this life, that's Dom. And the more I look at Dom, the more I see him the same way I saw my daughter, where I'm in the moment here and now and just appreciating how insane this is, how insane everybody's imagination, creativity, heart, soul, mind, body, feelings, that's all unique to you based on every single event. You might see fire burning your skin as something, that's not too bad. I could hold my hand here for a long time. To another, it would be not like they couldn't even get 6 inch close to the fire and they would feel the burn, and their finger would burn. Just, it's all connected. Everybody. So yeah, I'm seeing more and more how unique and awesome everybody's journeys are and how beautiful it is. And I'm looking at everybody in amazement. I'm doing mistakes left, right, and center because I am human. And this is like, I budget for this. I budget for the idea that I'm going to fuck up here and there. And I'm just going to continue, one step at a time and pushing forward with positivity and spirituality. And when negativity comes, good with negativity as well. Like, I will look at it. And if I can't, it's going to push me to go out and see friends and family and ask for help. Asking for help is so freaking important. To have the courage, the guts to ask for help is insane. So if you do have the courage, oh man, take advantage. And it's crazy. Sometimes you ask for help and then you get there and it's like, oh man, just shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it. But if you give this space again and you just allow and you sit through it, the trauma, the walls that get destroyed, every time you get any type of little healing, my God, is it insane. Like, because it touches you so profoundly, and often you get crazy emotions, like you get an experience. I've gotten so many experience this year. Like, December 2019 to now. Oh my God. So yeah, have your experience. Go towards your sadness, your fear. It's gonna make you feel insane, then beautiful, then crazy, then great, then sad, then you're gonna hold the suffering of the world on your shoulders for a while until you're gonna realize that everything is perfect. Then it's gonna be it's not going away, but it's as light as a feather. You know what I mean. I love you guys so much. That was a cool podcast. Thank you for listening. And yeah, subscribe. Enjoy. Monkey and Frank for life, baby. Monkey and Frank.